Good morning, my name is Trini Lorente, and in today's video I am going to explain my didactic proposal. In this case, I chose the speaking skill because it's a skill that I love to practice with my students, and in here I'm going to explain as well the book that I chose, why I chose that book, and my proposal to change the exercise into a role-playing task. So let's go to it. Well, the book that I chose is called New English File Pre-Intermediate. I used this book so many years in the language school because it's a book that I like a lot. I think that it's a really good book. Even it was published in 2005, so it is almost 20 years old. But I think that it's a really good book. It has a lot of activities to make students participate. Even it is true that some readings and some speaking activities especially are a little bit out of date. So that's why I decided to choose one of those activities to introduce some task to make it more accessible for the students nowadays. The problem of this book is that even it has some exercises of speaking. In those of them, they try to promote the accuracy over the fluency of the students. And I think that this is an error because in the end, we want students that they can communicate, not that they are like perfect in the language that they are learning, in this case, English. The book we see the index, it's separated in 3 parts. It has the different units, and in every unit, we can see the grammar, the vocabulary, and the pronunciation. It is true that it is a book that is very well done in terms of pronunciation. There's a lot of exercises to practice this part with a lot of transcriptions. And as the book, it's the Spanish edition, it has a lot of words that Spanish students in this level, they tend to pronounce wrongly or they try to confuse. So I think that it's a really good book, even nowadays, to practice that part. Also, another thing that I like a lot about the book is that it has listening part always at the end of each unit, in which there's always like 2 main characters, a man and a woman, and one of them is from the United States and the other one is from the UK. So we also can see that difference in pronunciation and vocabulary that in other books this lacks. Now I'm going to explain you the exercise that I chose to change into the speaking section. I chose an exercise from Unit 3 in which we can see the grammar of the future with will and won't. And there is one exercise of speaking. The problem of this exercise is that it's not a real interaction because one of the students has to read the sentences that are proposed in the exercise itself. And the other person has to answer, saying an answer in a positive or pessimist reaction depending on the exercise directions. So, for example, if it says, tomorrow it's my wedding, the pessimist can say, it will rain. So in here, what it's just proposing is just to practice will, won't, but with any real interaction. So I decided to change the whole exercise and I decided to make a role-playing task in which they have to think about the end of course trip. What I did in an imaginary classroom was separating the students in 4 groups of 5 students, each of them. 3 of the groups are going to be students of the high school that they want to go to 3 different cities that the teacher already proposed. One of them is London, the other one is Paris, and the other one is Rome. And the other group, they are school members. We've got the tutor of the classroom, we have a representative from the AMPA, we also have the secretary and some monitors that they are going to go with the children on that trip. So the groups of the children, they have to look for information about the budget of the trip, the days that they're going to stay, the places that they want to visit, and they have to try to convince the other groups and obviously the school members. And the school members, they can have a positive or pessimist attitude, but as they prefer. The teacher is not going to tell them what they have to think. And with all that, when they spent some minutes looking for the information in the websites that the teacher has already given to them, then the conversation starts and they can start interacting to try to convince the rest of the students that one of them is the best decision. So they have to talk about the budget that they are going to spend in those 5-day trip, the places that they want to visit, the hotel they're going to stay, and all the possibilities that can arise in the conversation while they are asking questions and answering them. And I think that it's a really nice activity to motivate them, because in the end, it could be like real exercise if they are planning an end of course trip. Well, that will be all my exposition for today. I hope that you understood the role-playing task, and I think that it can be quite motivating for the students. I already practiced this with some of my students and I had really nice feedback, but I also would like to know if you think that it could be quite nice for the young students to practice the kind of task like this one in the classroom. Thank you very much for your attention and see you later. Bye.